there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking more TGIF. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You guys know why you're here. In this video, I was originally going to do this video first, but the exclusive of the leak Zoom call came out first. So nonetheless, I wanted to circle back though and do this video to also provide context of Dr. Heavenly's take on the whole Funky Dineva and Armand Wiggins saga, because I don't know if you guys remember, Dr. Heavenly had some appearances on TGIF, you guys, and it didn't go well between her and Al Reynolds. And basically, Dr. Heavenly confirmed in this live that she did earlier that Al Reynolds complained to the people, shocker, the same allegations that have been made by Armand Wiggins, the same allegations that have been made by Claudia Jordan and others. A complete 180 from what Sean said last night, Al Reynolds' business partner, that he only went to HR one time about the Star Jones and the drag fest from that roast that Armand did. No. He was going to HR well before that, right? And he was going to HR because he didn't like the fact that Dr. Heavenly called him out and threw shade at him. It's okay for him to shade others, but when the shade comes back to him, when the truth comes back to him, he has a problem. He has to go speak to the manager, right? So, Dr. Heavenly, if you don't know, has very close friends with Funky Dineva, to the point that Funky Dineva has appeared on Married to Medicine, to the point that they were the original Messy crew. Before Carlos King decided to hijack it, it was Dr. Heavenly and Funky Dineva that were doing these recaps of shows and giving messy banter and all of these things. And Carlos King saw the numbers and saw the clout and the attention and the views and said, you know what? I'm going to snatch Dr. Heavenly for myself and try to reproduce what Funky Dineva already did, right? So nonetheless, Dr. Heavenly is essentially, first she goes on a love fest for Funky Dineva and Carlos King, that oh my gosh, they're doing so many amazing things. They have so many followers on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And they're just really making it, right? Says that Dr. Heavenly, she said she was only paid $12.50 for, per episode, the appearances that she was on. She said for her it wasn't about the money, and that she enjoys doing, this commentary on pop culture, celebrity news, and gossip in the urban sector. But nonetheless, she wasn't too familiar with Armand until really, he got the position at TGIF, and ultimately she heard about the roast, right? And basically said, listen, Armand did not lie about the roast. And also said as well that when, Dr. Heavenly was there, she said it didn't need to take, 3 months or 6 months or anything to be a guest co-host on that panel or to be there for an interview on that panel. And see, obviously there was tension, there was discord, there was drama, there was chaos, and it was awkward. And Dr. Heavenly said out of all the co-hosts that, Funky Dineva was the least scripted, was the most unpredictable. Said that basically Claudia Jordan's role was more of the moderator, and that Al Reynolds' role was more so the person who was going to have all of the facts and have like a list of notes that he took and all of the things to do research, right? Felt that Funky Dineva, once he left, for his own reasons, felt it was quote-unquote a boss move to take the viewers away from TGIF and go live at the same time as TGIF, you guys. Then Dr. Heavenly, I don't know what's going on, but she's going on this thing now where all these black men are handsome, and she wants them to go far, and she wants X, Y, and Z for them. And I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe because I'm on the heels still of the thirst that she had for Ken in the earlier interview this week on Messy Mondays from Love and Marriage Huntsville. But nonetheless, it is saying how handsome that Armand is, and that he has a great future, and that he's hoping that Carlos King can also interview Armand Wiggins to get his side of things as well. Also calls them out as well, calls out Carlos King for being messy. That everybody forgot about TGIF. Nobody was discussing TGIF until this interview with Funky Dineva, and nobody cares about the rest of the interview because the highlight is the TGIF stuff. And then Dr. Heavenly also exposed, which I kind of knew, that Carlos King doesn't like to go live. He doesn't like to do live videos and live programming because he cannot handle the comments calling him out. He can't handle the people actively dragging him, you guys. So that is why they do pre-recorded videos now, because the block was too hot. There was too much tea that was being exposed, and Carlos did not want to face the fire. He didn't want to face the music. So he prefers doing pre-recorded videos with Dr. Heavenly so he can control the narrative. He can edit out whatever clips he wants or edit out anything that makes him look like he's appearing biased towards a certain topic or a certain person, and basically try to make it seem as though this is all Dr. Heavenly's doing. And then Dr. Heavenly went on this praise fest for Carlos King, saying that his approach to the interviews now is just to let people talk, even if they're flat out lying and making up things. And this is the problem, though, Dr. Heavenly, right? Because you said, though, although Carlos King allows people to basically talk themselves into a corner, that your friend here, Funky Dineva, omitted a lot of information about Al Reynolds' messiness. Did not, want to say anything bad about his friend, Al Reynolds, although Al Reynolds is very much an active part and an active participant in the messiness, in the two-faced behavior, in all of the chaos that has taken place at TGIF, right? And so, nonetheless, that is something that needs to be addressed and held accountable for. And then Dr. Heavenly went into, how she feels like she wants to do YouTube full-time eventually when she's not busy filming reality TV or with her dentist practice and being a wife and being a mother and all of those things. But essentially said that Al Reynolds is soft. He is sensitive, he's an attention seeker, and basically cannot handle the smoke, cannot handle when anything he dishes out comes back to him tenfold, and all of a sudden it is a problem and people need to be removed. Also said that the show is scripted, that TGIF is scripted, that pretty much production is telling these people what to say and what to do, except for Funky Dineva. Right? That essentially they all have some sort of a script to an extent of what they specifically want talked about on the air. So yeah, that was pretty much everything. Also, Dr. Heavenly wanted to also state as well that Armand did not ruin the show, that the roast was not the reason for the cancellation of the show. And as I have said in recent videos, Armand exposed that there was investigations and conversations and Zoom calls that were taking place well before the roast happened, which we just saw in the previous video that I uploaded with Conscious TV, in that there was already problems prior to them getting to the roast. Armand was starting to find out how messy things were behind the scenes and how he was a topic of conversation amongst people that he thought were his friends, that he's hanging it out, partying it up with, and all these things. Meanwhile, the next day, they're coming into work, they're calling Joyce and all the higher-ups to say, hey, we got to get rid of Armand. We have got to get him removed from the show. And that was not the original energy, you guys. The original energy was to sun Armand, but to ultimately, after the hazing, take him under the wing as like the little bro, the little nephew, and all the things, and gang up on Claudia Jordan and continue to use your connections with Joyce and others to try to push for Claudia Jordan to be fired from her own show. Can you make it make sense? But nonetheless, another piece to the puzzle, another person who is saying, listen, although I'm good friends with Funky Dineva, I do not see it for Al Reynolds. Al Reynolds is messy, Al Reynolds is two-faced, and Al Reynolds is the reason that I was never backed on TGIF ever again. And so it is just so crazy how everything has come full circle now, that all this complaining, all this infighting, while you were too busy trying to sabotage each other, Fox decided to say, we're just going to sabotage all of you and just put the kibosh on this show altogether. Because you guys cannot get get it together. You guys cannot be professional. You guys cannot work things out. And now there's receipts of Joyce being just as messy and gaslighting everybody on the call and trying to play semantics and trying to play these games and twist things around to make it not as serious as it was in any capacity. How can you diminish, allegations of, a coworker potentially hooking up with somebody, a manager and a higher up, and potentially have an inappropriate relationship, and that not look bad on the company, that not look bad on their reputations, especially if it wasn't true and somebody was just trying to put butter on it because they felt a certain type of way. But it's just one thing after the other. It's all of the protection of Al that ultimately people said enough is enough. We're going to expose it for once and for all. Al is not the person that you think it is. And Dr. Heavenly, there's no love lost between her and Al Reynolds. Like I said, she made that very clear from jump that she does not like him. She does not see it for him. And ever since he tried to get her, basically removed permanently from TGIF, she will always drag him. She will always tell it like it is as it pertains to Al Reynolds. So nonetheless, there was that, you guys. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of, Dr. Heavenly calling Al Reynolds, sensitive, clout chaser, and all these things. Oh, one last thing. I forgot. Dr. Heavenly talked about the ratings, you guys. Oh my gosh. So she is defending Carlos King and saying basically Carlos King has a YouTube because the extra money and income that he is making is going to help Owen, is going to offset whatever expenses and things that he needs. However, we don't know for certain if he's even putting this money back into the business or even paying, these people more than what Winter alleged on her platform. So nonetheless, she is praising Carlos King. She is saying that, YouTube is an easy bag, so, it's good for Carlos King to be on YouTube because it brings more eyeballs to his shows. And I'm like, no, Dr. Heavenly, no. The ratings are lower than ever. The ratings are lower than ever. And then Dr. Heavenly had an excuse. She was like, I understand that the shows I know and they don't have the same, reach and everything else. So obviously the ratings on Bravo are going to be a lot higher. And I was like, no, Dr. Heavenly, because they had a 1 million viewer episode before in the past, but it was focused on Mel and Tel who are no more. But they definitely could get those numbers if they put together a decent show. If they put together a decent product where it's not everybody ganging up on each other and everybody filming all these separate scenes and everybody instigating the same conversations and then it has to be regurgitated and repeated 10 more times until everybody in the entire cast is aware and it's just one hot mess after the other. I'm surprised, though, Dr. Heavenly didn't speak on the record series high, the linear 3.1 million L3 ratings that Carlos King tried to sell as the highest viewed episode ever that would be more than Married to Medicine. That completely invalidates, Dr. Heavenly, what you're saying. that somehow Love and Marriage Huntsville miraculously is getting more viewership than Married to Medicine, which is complete and utter hogwash. And you literally say in this video that's virtually impossible because Owen doesn't have the same reach as, Bravo does. And Peacock and everything else. So once again, the exposure of the semantics that Carlos King plays, and Dr. Heavenly is trying to, butter it up and cover it up, it's because Owen's a smaller network. No. It's because the product that has been put out these past few years has not been giving, and the fans are sick of it. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.